Uh-oh. Okay, go live. All right, looks like we are live on every channel. LinkedIn is giving me a little bit of an issue, y'all. So no worries about that. But we are here back again with Effortless Marketing, creating lead magnets. And we discovered yesterday on our Instagram feed when we were talking to the audience that loves to improve their business, sustain their business, right? We were talking about lead magnets and versus lead generation. We're going to talk some more about that today. Of course, I have Miss TeeCee Okore here with me, and my name is Allegra Jackson, the Marketing Medulla, and we're just going to really, kind of go in on some of the things that we've talked about before, but we're going to elaborate a lot more on the lead magnet versus lead generation today. So make sure you tune in, share this live on the platforms that you can. And, I really, listen, this is a serious matter because when myself and TeeCee are having conversations about lead magnets, we're just realizing that, people don't, some people don't really know what exactly that looks like for them, because we see other people's lead magnets, we see what they do. I mentioned TeeCee in one of the companies, Planet Fitness, shout out. Okay, I'll go ahead and call some brand names, but they have great lead magnets that I always get caught up in. and we had some questions yesterday that we're going to also answer and give you some insight into what you need to do for your business. We're also preparing for our masterclass. This is a opportunity for you to work with us for 3 days. We actually are giving you step by step on how to really get out there, moderate for yourself in your business, right? That means that at the top of the sales funnel, when you're generating leads, you got to know how to draw in an audience. You got to know how to talk to them. You have to know how to relay a message, whether it's on a live stream or an audio, which most of us start. And then that is going to make you even more masterful when you get in front of a public audience in real life. Now, I just want to, kind of preempt that because we're going to give you an opportunity to join us in that masterclass at the end of this live. But I want to just start with, the introductions, and then we're going to get into the first thing, which is the lead magnet versus the lead generation. And I'm Allegra, the Marketing Medulla. Like I said, I'm a business coach, marketing strategist, business analyst. Been in business for over 18 years. I just stopped counting at a certain point in time, but I love what I do. It's not hard to run a business. It's very simple. Well, actually, it is a little hard, but it's not, but it's simple, right? And it's a structure where if you know how to start a business one time, model it, and master it, you can do it again and again and again and again. We have people out here that's owning 100 businesses at once. They just know how to manage themselves and people. And so I teach you how to do that as a business coach. I look into your business and analyze it, make sure all the things that aren't working start working right. And TeeCee is amazing because she works with you in your business. And when you are really ready to release some of the pressure of like, okay, I don't know what a sales funnel is, but I need somebody to teach me and do it for me. I don't know what email marketing is. I don't know what SEO is. TeeCee's going to step in for you. So TeeCee, go ahead and introduce yourself and then we'll start with the conversation.
Yay. Okay, so I love this conversation and I love the examples we're talking about backstage before we tuned in live. My name is TeeCee, everyone, and I'm so excited to be here again talking about lead magnet, lead generation. Okay, so we have other things we're going to be really talking about, which are concepts, topics that I feel like, are really very important to us as a business owners. And going with what I do for solopreneurs, for entrepreneurs like you, I work in your business. So you work on your business. Okay. So you're working at the front end, right? While I'm at the back end, right? And I do this leveraging simple, okay, simple automated system, because the more simplified your business operations are, the better conversion you see. Okay, I also help you with your sales funnels, talk about your email marketing campaigns, your launches with effective strategies. Okay, I have had over 250 plus launches, profitable launches to my name, and I'm so proud of it. Okay, and I always so excited to helping more entrepreneurs achieve more, right, in their business. So you just focus, okay? Allegra, you're talking about that lead magnet, and it actually struck me that I could tap on it, right? So they are doing that, but in my head, I'm like, do you know that so many people do not know that when you give free trial, some people would think, oh, you only give free trial to tools, right? Or you give low cost trial to tools, but then we forget that even with our services, in our coaching programs, in our consulting programs, and all of that, we could actually leverage that amazing lead magnet too, right? And so in my head, while you were speaking earlier at the backstage, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But then many of us do not know the difference between the lead magnet itself and the lead generation. And that's why we're here. No, yeah, just for today. Okay, we're going to be breaking down all of that. We're going to be talking about your broken funnels, right? What that looks like. Scenarios in which you can categorically tell yourself, oh my gosh, I have a broken funnel, or oh my gosh, something is wrong, right? That's basically what we would be talking about today. So before Allegra takes the mic, so do one thing for me, okay? Share this live. If you're watching, I can't really see the conversations on LinkedIn right now, but if you can always drop your questions. I'm sure Allegra can pick it up. You can drop your questions in the chat, in the comment section. Allegra will be able to pick it up. Also, please do share this live if you're watching either on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Ask all of your questions and tell us something. One question I have for you: how many lead magnets do you have? That's my one question. Over to you, Allegra.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was actually, TeeCee, I was actually looking on the back end this week, and that's one of the things that I was looking at. Like, what kind of lead magnets do I still have in my wheelhouse? What do I want to pull out? What do I want to leave? Right. And that's, I think, such a strategic way to keep track of your business growth, because you can have a multitude of lead magnets. And I think that's where a lot of us start to get confused, because like yesterday, on the live on Instagram, I said to Ms. Holly, who asked the question, she said, she just feels like she's kind of like doesn't know where to start, because there's just like so much. And it can be overwhelming when you don't even know how to use the one lead magnet, but then you have like 15. and then you have people that are signing up to different ones and not all, but then you have to manage a funnel system for each one of those lead magnets. It can be very overwhelming, because you have to know where those people, like what kind of customer journey those people are going to have for that specific lead magnet. If I sign up, like, and I gave the example earlier in TeeCee when we were talking, I said Planet Fitness, one of my favorites. I love the brands that are just super simple, and they do it well. And when we were talking, I said, they have this one lead magnet every year, and most of us know it, because we get caught up in it. We all do. And that's why a lot of businesses do subscriptions, not because they're like, oh, I just want to have a subscription. Subscriptions are not always fun. Okay. But when they do subscriptions, they do things like 7-day free trials, and get it for $1 now, and then it goes to regular pricing next month. And Planet Fitness does that very well. And I told you that around November, I usually see this lead magnet come out on commercials, and they come out on social media. Like, you'll see the ads pop in your feed. You'll see, where you'll go, or even for the new year. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but when the ball dropped in New York, everybody was wearing a Planet Fitness hat. Everyone had the Planet Fitness flags. And so they have this campaign where they have different ways to attract you to their brand, because that lead magnet that they have happening, that one that we know, which is sign up for $1 this month, and then it goes to regular pricing after. Well, Planet Fitness knows that we all want this, this lifestyle where we get fit all of a sudden out of nowhere because January hits. They know that. They know that that is a buying behavior. We do it every year. We always want to get fit in January. We always think about it in December and we get really like anxious about it. And so $1 doesn't sound like a lot. $1 sounds amazing. Like, okay, well, whatever. Even if I don't try it, I don't lose anything. And they know that. So if you know your audience like they do, you're going to easily have that lead magnet like they do every year. And you're going to say, you know what, every year we know that we at least have this amount of people in the market that work out, that want a simple type of fitness lifestyle, right? Because that's their brand. And they go after them every year with that same lead magnet. Now, Planet Fitness might have 50 other lead magnets. They might have a senior care program that they do in senior housing, right? But that's not going to be the lead magnet they put out on television screens every year around the holidays, right? That lead magnet is going to be put somewhere else. And so I think when we talk about, that process, and we're going to also kind of streamline into some more of further into that sales funnel, because it starts with the lead magnet, but we said there's a difference between that and the lead generation process. Because once you get into, that process, like what you're doing from the time you put that lead magnet out and attract the people you want, that need what you have, want what you have, right? Then you start to look at, well, how am I leading them down this customer journey, and how am I consistently generating leads, right? When we do marketing strategies, we're not just saying, okay, let's just get leads today, and then after this lead generation campaign is over, we're just gonna just talk to the people who we have in our sales funnel, but we're not gonna worry about nobody else. No, like every single day we have to think of ways, like how are we getting more people into the sales funnels? And that could mean even, and I'll end with this too, because I want to hear what you have to say about it, TeeCee, because sometimes I don't think we are spontaneous and flexible enough to say the market has shifted. People are struggling with this now. So we can use as an opportunity to survey our audience and see what it is that they're looking for right now. And I think that happened in the pandemic, where a lot of fitness experts were like, it's not about just fitness, it's also about self-care. And when they targeted their audience and they said, okay, let's survey, because people in a pandemic are home now. They're not getting out into the gym. They're home. So what's important for them right now? And those surveys, those quizzes, those things that people are always looking for and saying, let me find out more about myself and my fitness journey and my self-care goals. Those are lead generation tools, because when those companies are putting those questionnaires out there and we're answering them, they're curating lead magnets that are just directly specific to exactly what we're asking them for. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that, because that can make your marketing process super effortless, because you're not like, oh, where do I start? And how many lead magnets do I use right now? Like, you're just super focused on what the market is saying right now and what it is that you need to produce. But TeeCee, I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I love the direction in which we're going with everything you were saying, because while you were speaking, I was thinking to myself, too many of us ask questions like, and that was why I asked, how many lead magnets do you have? Tell me how many lead magnets you have. Let's talk about it. Because then we feel we just need one lead magnet and that's it. Some people will be like, I have so many lead magnets. Do I have to create different sales funnels or different lead generation systems for them? No, right? And I guess that brings me back to the difference between your lead magnet and lead generation, right? Now you can have, right? Listen, you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 lead magnets going through the same pipeline, right? So for example, it's like you building different channels, right? And then they're all meeting in the same space. So you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that, and they all get to streamline into one particular process, right? Regardless of what. So let me use myself as an example, right? Sometimes people would say, "Oh, TC, you can't. You no, this is the word that I hear this a lot. TC, you do a lot," and I'm there laughing because the truth is, you are not my ideal client. That's why you think I do a lot, right? Every single thing that I do are connected to each other. If you think about it and sit down, every single thing personally that I do in my business all dives into one same space, right? So listen, as a launch and sales automation strategist, now while I'm speaking, close your eyes and picture your business that way, right? Now, as a launch and sales automation strategist, for example, right, I have a done for you sales and marketing agency, okay? Now, I have a VA agency, okay? Now, I have a systems academy, all right? Hold on, let me now break it down for you. Now, all of these people are all boiling down to the same thing. Allegra is laughing. They're all boiling down to the same thing, which you want to do the same. Now, I realized that there are different phases in my customer purchasing journey, meaning, obviously, all figures are not equal, right? All fingers are not equal. Now, people need systems. People need help with their launches. See, as long as you're an entrepreneur, you need these things. You need the systems, you need your launches, you need your funnels, right? Now, let me tell you something. Just because you need it doesn't mean you're ready for a done for you, right? You just might need somebody to teach you how to do it. So I'm not coaching you, don't get it wrong. Let's get it all, straight. I'm teaching you what I would do for you so you do it yourself. And that's where the academy comes in place, right? Now, after your launch, we've done like this amazing launch for you. You have those leads coming in, you have them clients coming in. You need to manage this thing, right? You need to maintain the process, right? Now, I am able to help you manage and maintain on a higher support, on a higher level. However, you might have like very little demands, like maybe create social media posts, or help me with my inbox, or can you help me with a market research, or how can you do my blogs for me, all of that. Now, all of those things are like very repetitive tasks, tiny tasks that does a lot for your business. Trust me, it's still part of all of these things I mentioned. Now, that's where the VA is coming, because then they handle mundane tasks, they handle those repetitive tasks for you and get it streamlined. Now, these things meet my customers where they are. So you don't necessarily, even if you can't afford a done for you, you can afford for me to teach you, right? Because you need those systems, you need those launches, you need it for your business. Okay. Now, if I can't do this for you, if you're not in this budget or in this phase, right, and you be like, okay, you know what, TC, I just need maintenance or somebody to assist me, right? Then this other space coming. Now, that's how you want to think, because you want to be able to meet your customers and your ideal clients where they are. Now, that is your process. Okay, how I get you to come into my space is my lead magnet. See, Allegra, I need to break this thing down for this amazing people. So just one last breakdown. If you notice, Allegra is laughing. If you notice, right, I've been talking about the Systems Academy, right? And you see, when it comes down to your lead generation, when it comes down to, we're talking lead generation now, right? When it comes down to your lead generation, when it comes down to your sales funnel, it's the power of one. We know that you do so many things, right? But it's very confusing when you start to talk about so many things at the same time. And that is why it's important that whatever process you have is streamlined, right? Now, the Systems Academy, and let me tell you the truth, Systems Academy is literally all of these puzzles in your business, bringing it together to make sense for you, right? This is me working in your business at an affordable rate. right? Now, I'm talking about it. I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it, right? People know that, okay, you know what, TeeCee has something like that. But it doesn't mean that I still don't have people asking me for a done for you, for a VIP day, for a retainer, right? Why? Because it's systems. It's the same, right? But in a different container, in a different level, right? Now that's how you want to think. You know, Allegra was giving that example of that brand that she loves. And I'm thinking in my head, right, I love the brand as well, right? Because they might give you that. They might give you that as a lead magnet. But you see, down the road, through their lead generation process, they're taking you to other dimensions that they need, because as they're taking you down, they're qualifying you, and you're going like this and you're going like this. Like, you don't necessarily have to go where everyone is going to. You can keep going, and where you see that you didn't fit, you branch, and then some people keep going and they come again. Now that's exactly what your lead generation is. That's what the process looks like. Allegra is laughing. Go on. She wants to say something.
I'm not. I mean, I'm laughing because it's very true. I think we have to be honest about, the process and what it looks like and how it works. And I think for me, my biggest thing was having to look at what my lead magnets were doing at different times and who needed to see them. So when you were talking about that process where they have one lead magnet like Planet Fitness did, now they're coming down that sales funnel, and we're going to talk about this next, which is the broken sales funnel process, like that, like the broken pieces that are happening behind the scenes that we just don't really pay attention to. We're not thinking about it. We're just offering stuff, and because we're just offering stuff, sometimes, like you said it earlier, TeeCee, you said, we think, well, the links are working, so they should be clicking on stuff. But it's not the broken link that's broken. It's not the link that's broken. It's the actual process that they're going through, like a user experience that's confusing the heck out of them. And I want to talk about that next, because that's an important part of this. But you were speaking about the lead gen having just one. And so that actually answers Holly's question very, very well. Because if you have one lead generation tool, which is the lead magnet, and that tool could be, we said it so many different ways, y'all. Just listen to the last lives. I mean, I had 150 plus lead generation tools that I put a list out for. So y'all just DM me for that if you need ideas. But it was just really interesting because that one lead generation tool, if Holly pops on, I want her to hear this. If she's like, hey, want to understand more about AI and how to create your AI images, videos. There are so many people right now that if I look at the data, I promise y'all, like, I haven't looked at it closely when it comes to this topic, but I know people have asked me over the last 3 years, AI this, AI that, how does it work with your business? What do I use it for? So these kind of questions people have, but they honestly are just searching the internet, right? They're just like Googling and going to YouTube University. But if you're specific to knowing, like, I have the answers for that. So let me make a lead generation tool that tells people, hey, download this guide, download this video. It's going to teach you how to do what you're asking for. Naturally, people will be drawn to that. And I think that, if you start with something as simple as, it could be anything, like another lead generation tool is so funny to me because I'm thinking it doesn't even have to be a downloadable anything. It could just be like, join my community and, get all of the updates and the amazing things that were happening, because people like to be a part of things. And so having those different lead magnets come down a sales funnel, the same funnel, where you can branch it out, and those same people that are coming down are picking and choosing different options of even other lead magnets that you choose to put in there along the way. Now, I know it may seem like a lot because it's like, oh my God, there's another branch there. There's another line there. And now I got to learn this. But that's what TeeCee is here for. That's why we, teach and take you through a process that's not easy. It's not. That's why, coaching is necessary because you got to learn through a process and you have to understand what it is that, that is requiring from you. So for a lot of people, they're like, okay, I got to know how to do all these things. What it may be requiring from you is just to hire someone to do it instead of you having to figure it all out yourself and then let them teach you. And now your investment is quadrupled or whatever you want to call it, right? Because now you can take that same knowledge that you were taught and you can duplicate it. You can teach someone else and you can also do it yourself. So I think that we have to understand, how to learn that process because TeeCee, what you described is exactly what a lot of people I think are confused about. Like, what does all that look like? What does all that entail? And they start the process and then they get down from that lead magnet to like, okay, now what's that next step? Like, where do I take these people? So the broken funnels, right? I said, break this down because if someone hits on your lead magnet, and I described a couple, and they're like, okay, I'm going to try this 7-day free trial. and it could be something as simple as not just, okay, the link didn't work, right? It could be, wait a minute, this is a 7-day free trial, but it's not the company that I clicked on, or it's not exactly what they were talking about. This is something different. And I think that we have to be very clear with our message, right? Like one of my lead generation tools I told you, TeeCee, before, that business planning blueprint. And then I pulled the grant list out of that from the initial stage. So now I have 2, right? I had 2 lead magnets. And it was just that simple. It was like, I didn't fancy it and say, oh you can get all these amazing guided resources that's going to supply you with A, B, and C. It was just a simple downloadable Excel spreadsheet with clickable links and options for them to get the resources that they specifically asked for. How do I get grants? What are the grants out there that are available? And what I found when I did my research, because I was looking at other businesses, like, well, how are they doing it? Right? Because we always look at our competitors and we say, well, are they doing something that I could be doing too? Or I could be doing better? And when I looked at a lot of my other competitors, they were doing the same things. It was like simple downloads, right? Like, get your information. But I recently was telling you that I went down someone's sales funnel and I was looking for information that I was actually going to purchase from them. And this is why we say we're leaving money on the table when you don't have your sales funnel together. Because I was ready. I was like, okay, well, whatever they have, I don't even know how much it costs, but I'm ready to purchase. And I click on the link and it sends me to a company that it's an affiliate. And we don't mind, I think having affiliates work under your umbrella of your company, I think is amazing because it's like making other businesses your employees in a way. So you work for me now. But what I found in that process of like clicking on that link and it showed me a different company with some information, I was just like, this is not matching what the message that this person is saying, which was, I work with you one-on-one. I give you the, the advice you need and the coaching and counseling, all this stuff. And it brings off this, I work with you one-on-one and the services come from me. But if, we work with partners, affiliates, things like that, we kind of have to mention that in our message. We have to let people know, like, this is what you're going to see when you enter into this process, right? And so, hey, you want to work with me? I have a bunch of companies that I've partnered with. I want you to check out this list. I want you to click on these links, right? And if you have any questions, I need you to schedule a one-on-one with me. DM me the word, right? And so sometimes we're missing that part, that how is my message aligning with my sales funnel? And that's what I deem as broken. Not the link, but the actual process of how people are running down that funnel. What do you think?
Yeah, this is powerful because, I think even this conversation, I'm glad that this conversation is going to be on YouTube, right? Because even when you try to go to YouTube University and we talk about broken funnels and we talk about broken, you get this whole vibe that is talking about either a page or a link. But you see, your sales funnel is just way past just your sales. Do you know that you can have a sales funnel that just goes, I'm having a conversation with you right now, and then you book the call with me? That's how short a particular funnel can go. Now, in this scenario, in this funnel scenario, let me tell you how this particular funnel can be broken, right? So remember, we don't necessarily have a sales page or a landing page, but this is a funnel, right? Now, the question is, I'm speaking right now, right? It's a funnel that goes from here to you booking a call with me, right? Now, one way I can get this particular funnel broken is when I don't give you a clear call to action. How? How do you connect with me after now? Right? So, for example, I just say, you can work with me and blah, 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 and all of that. And, hey, bye, see you next week. And then you are there looking at me, be like, okay, I want to speak to TeeCee. What's the best way to connect with TeeCee? Right? Now, that is one way you can have your funnel broken. Because, for example, if I give you a best way, which is I could say, okay, DM me on LinkedIn. Now, you know that you're hardly in your LinkedIn DMs and you're telling me to DM me on LinkedIn. What if it's something urgent, right? And so I say, okay, you know what? Just for the fun of it, we're on LinkedIn. I'm like, all right. DM me on LinkedIn and blah, 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 blah. And then I DM you on LinkedIn. And then it takes you 10, 14 days to respond to my DM. That's it. 1,100 broken funnel. Because you see, this particular funnel is a very powerful one. So somebody comes to me right now, love what I'm saying, messaging me, or rather, okay, love this whole conversation. And let me use Allegra. Let me put Allegra on the spot, right? Now Allegra is like, okay, you know what? DM me power hour coaching session, blah blah blah. And you are there like, yeah, I need a coach, And then Allegra is saying, DM me the word something. Now, Allegra, we have our sales funnel broken, this particular funnel broken, if she doesn't specify where to DM her that word. Because there's so many places that has the DM feature, right? Am I DMing you on LinkedIn? Is it on Facebook? Is it on YouTube? Where is it? What exactly are you talking about? Or am I giving the word maybe coaching to the email? Now, if Allegra is going to be using email, Allegra wants to say, from this conversation, remember, it's a very short, simple funnel, and you need to be very careful. Allegra is going to say something like, okay, DM me the word coaching to, or rather, email me the word coaching to AJCEO business coaching at ajceo.com, right? Don't go to that email. I don't think it's correct, right? But I know it has to do with AJCEO business coaching, okay? Like I will drop the correct email. So, Allegra is like, okay, DM me the word. Allegra, please just drop the email here so that I don't get people confused. So, like, DM me the word, the email, DM me the word to this email, right? Now, you go to the email. Now, you send an email. Now, Allegra will have another broken.
All right, give her a moment. TeeCee will be back. Just kind of cut out. I'm gonna pull her back up on stage. All right, go ahead, TeeCee.
Okay, so Allegra will have another broken funnel if Allegra, can you hear me? Okay, so Allegra will have another broken funnel, or rather another leaky hole in her funnel if the email she sent you to has an autoresponder that basically makes you stay maybe like 1 billion years before she gets to that email. That is a very big mistake you don't want to make. Now, the simpler your funnel is, the more careful and intentional you need to be. Now, the perfect scenario of this simple funnel would look like this. We are on LinkedIn, right? DM me the word coaching on LinkedIn, and I will send you a blah, 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 blah. Now, Allegra is on her LinkedIn page in her DMs. Once you send her the message, well, give or take, maybe within the next 24 hours. That's the most, right? Within the next 24 hours. Sometimes I would say just let's do within the next 12 hours, but anything can happen. So let's give it 24 hours. Now, Allegra sent you, right? She sent you a booking link, right, for you to book that call with her. Now, Allegra can even shorten the experience even further by asking you those pre-qualifying questions so that let's not waste each other's time. Okay, let's not take you to the clarity call or the discovery call where we waste each other's time. Let's get on with the qualification. What exactly do you want? Where are you in your business? What's your objective? What do you want to take? And then we're going back and forth, back and forth. Now, when we figure out that we're a good fit, yes, what email is the best email to send you your contract and your next step? Very simple. Like, it's so simple. You don't need to even go plenty. Sometimes you don't need a page. You just need to articulate clearly your message. It is that simple. But when we make it very difficult and very complex, you start making 1 billion landing pages that you never even get to even check the process. Some people would create all these plenty things and they will never test it. Now, when TeeCee say test it, it will look like this is disturbing them. You would have these things you've not even gone through the process yourself. This is a reminder for you to go test your your lead magnets and be sure that they're still working. Okay, so you don't think that you set up some things on ads and people are like pew 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 and nothing is working. So go check it and be sure that everything is working. Okay, I rest my case. Over to you, Allegra.
I'm just like, listen, y'all, this is very deep. TC made so many valid points, so true about just making it very simple. I remember a time in my business where I did make it very complicated, and I think we all go through that. We all have, and this is just, as a business coach, I've seen a lot of my clients just go through a lot of this struggle of, in the beginning. And we have to not overcomplicate things. It's the less is best, right? We always say things like that, and we don't really understand what that really means, because if we're being honest, we naturally are conditioned sometimes to live in chaos, to be in chaos. And so to have it so simple, it is unbelievable. It does blow your mind. You're like, wait a minute, that was that simple. All I had to do was ask, or all I had to do was click that button, or all I had to do was sign up. I've done things, y'all, that I was like, no, it's going to require this, it's going to require that of me. And I blew it out of proportion. And then I go to do it. And I'm like, oh, it didn't require none of that. So when you talk about the sales funnel process and getting support that you need, making sure you understand what it looks like. You mentioned something, TC, that I really wanted to bring up before we get off of this live, because I do have to get ready for a meeting. I want to make sure that we stayed on long enough to give them value and to get, introduced to us more about what we're teaching, especially in this 3-day masterclass, y'all. It is, it's going to blow your mind. I was, just thinking about how many times people are like, I don't understand this, and I need help with that. Well, here's the thing. We got to slow down and stop talking about what we don't know and just start looking for ways to find resources to support us in how to get that, right? Like if I don't know how to fix cars, I'm probably going to, go take a class, or sometimes, they go to YouTube University. I remember doing that a long time to fix my car, but one way or another, I'm going to find a way to educate myself, right? And when the overwhelm is there and I can't figure it out myself, right? Like YouTube University ain't working, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to call someone else. I'm going to go to SBA. I'm going to get a coach, get a consultant, right? So we got to really, really embrace that. And this 3-day masterclass is the answer for a lot of your questions. So another thing I want to say too is that when you were talking about the DMs, I said there's so many broken pieces here outside of just the links themselves. It's not just about the links. But I will emphasize though that I have been doing a lot more business audits this year. We're going back into like the beginning cycle. Remember, we say go back to the beginning and what works. When we started out, we had a lot of business audits. That was a great lead generation tool for us as well. And doing business audits is a great way for you to let people know, hey, like, I noticed that you're missing some things. And wondered if you ever had support there. Wondered if that could really hinder you from your success. And people are aware of like things that they didn't even know. Like they're like, oh, I didn't even realize that was like that. I didn't even, so the business audits that I've been doing have been intriguing. Intriguing. And the broken links is definitely a big thing. I want to say, TeeCee, out of the business audits that I've done since this beginning of this year, I want to say probably about 40% had broken links. 40%, right? And it's because sometimes
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And I'll go back and do the math again for y'all because I can probably just show you specifically on a spreadsheet what I'm talking about. But when you have Instagram accounts where they're like, click the link in my bio, or they don't even say that, you say call to action, you're not even telling people where to go, but you're posting every day. A call to action could be follow, like, share, right? It could also be go to the bio and click the link, because that's further down your sales funnel now. Now people are like, okay, what's next? And when I go to bio links, and this is mainly on Instagram is where I've been seeing it mostly, which is weird because I tell people most of the time they're not even getting conversion as much on Instagram than they are on Facebook. But when I go to Instagram, and that's probably why, when I go to Instagram, I'm looking at bio links, and I've been just astonished. Like, wow, like those 3 links work, but those other 7 didn't. And these are things that you'll be like, simple stuff like expired websites. This is stuff like landing pages, expired landing pages, right? It's forms, right, that are old forms on old sites that they don't use anymore. And I was just like yesterday, I was one of the restaurants, because I audit restaurants a lot. That's my background in hospitality. And I was looking at one of the restaurants that I was thinking about going to, and they have a poetry night. And I'm thinking, well, they definitely got to have some type of subscription or lead generation or something where I go into their bio and I get to just sign up for it, right? Like, I'm like, okay, well, what day, what time, let me go sign up for it. They're advertising it. It's on my feed. So I want to go. And being as though I clicked on the link in the bio, and girl, let me tell you something. It was an event that was for New Year's Eve. And it was done. It didn't take me anywhere. It was gone. It was over with. And I reached out to the venue and the messages, and I said, hey, curious about the poetry night because you have it on your feed, but the link doesn't go anywhere. And they were like, oh, we'll update the link. Thank you. But about the event, it's tonight at this time. And I'm like, that doesn't, listen, that's broken. Because now I have to pause and re-understand what this is. I have to realign myself with where I was going. And so I found that even some of the establishments that I would think would have that in line are really like just moving. And they're not stopping at any point in time to say, are we checking our back end? Are we checking our process? Are we checking to make sure that where we are putting our lead generation process, like from the lead magnet stage, where we're putting ourselves out there to promote ourselves, is it broken? And so that's the thing I want to leave everyone today. Look at your process, because you have a great lead magnet, and your lead magnet may be the bomb.com, like Planet Fitness. Their lead magnet gets me every year. I told y'all, they get my money every year. $300-$400 later, I'm like, oh, let me cancel it because I never used it, right? But when you have that amazing lead magnet, but then what if I signed up for the dollar program, and I just never heard from them again. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what would happen, because this is the crazy part, is that or not even that. What if I signed up and it never led me anywhere? It was like sign up for $1, and then I put my email, phone number, and everything in it, and nothing ever happened. Which it happens a lot too. But if either one of those happen, it could be detrimental either way. Because if I can't move forward and I'm like, I really want that, it's going to leave a bad taste in my mouth about that brand. I'm going to be like, they don't even have their stuff together. I couldn't even get the deal. And then on top of that, if it's, hey, I don't get anything after I do sign up, like text, email, follow up, introductions, email, anything, then I'm going to feel very left out. I'm going to feel very misguided. And that's why Planet Fitness can put a lead generation out there, a lead magnet, like that dollar lead magnet, and they can kick me for 6 months. Because guess what? I'm seeing the emails and I'm like, oh, yeah, I gotta go back to the gym. I forgot about that. Let me go and get. I'm encouraged again, because they're telling me, hey, remember, you got a membership. We want to get you out here. And they're not pushing you. They're just reminding you, we're here for you. We want you to succeed. And so I want to encourage people to just look at that process and see where it is broken. One last thing I also want to say too, because this came up for me when I said a couple of years back on Clubhouse, I had another situation. One of my clients wanted to buy a product from someone. And I said to her, perfect, because, the lead generation process seemed to be working for them. So she's like, I heard them on Clubhouse. I clicked on the link and I saw what it was, and I want to buy it. But here's the thing. There was nothing after she clicked the link to see that product. There was nothing for her to click and just say, let me buy it and get it delivered. There was nothing there. So once you click to see the products, it's just the products, but there's no follow through to the end of the sale, like you said. And so I had to end up messaging this person on Facebook. TeeCee, you want to go off? I had to end up messaging this person on Facebook, and I said, my client wants to buy something from you. Where's the link to the product? This is the product she wants. And I'll tell you what she sent me, and then I'll leave it there, y'all. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this response, if this was appropriate a response that got them to sell, or if it wasn't. But what she responded back to was, have her give me a call, and left her phone number. So I'll leave it there. And y'all tell me, what do you think my response was? TeeCee, I hate it.
That brand is a scam. No, literally. No, that's wrong. No, see, I'm not saying it's rhetorically. I'm not saying they are, but that's the perception they are pushing out, right? Because if you do, it's like you're bringing people in and you want to rip people off their money. Like, have them call me. Why? Why do I need to call you? I don't want to speak to you. I just want the product. Like, is it a coaching program? Why does she need to call you?
It's just a product. And listen, TeeCee, this person had been in my space every day almost. I mean, it's not like they didn't know how, because, we have the Win community, as y'all know. So we teach y'all all the time about, marketing and sales funnels and business planning. And when we have those conversations, we're hoping like you take it and use it, right? But when I reach out to someone that I know kind of like heard that a little bit, and what that was, TeeCee, was it was a break in the funnel. Because I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, and TeeCee knows already, because she knows me. But I immediately stopped in that sales funnel and I kept it moving. I closed the door and I walked. and that we never called her, we never reached back out. She also never followed up about it. So, we have to understand, like, sometimes it's not that we don't have a great business or we don't have a great lead magnet. Like, it's just that process, that lead generation process that we're in, and really making sure that if the person is going down that process, that their user experience is just as ease and flow as if you were to walk into like a store and you were to see, people and they say hi, you go find what you need and can ask for help, and then you get to the register and someone helps you check out. That should be the same kind of feeling that someone has when you go to the store and people don't help you or you can't find stuff. You get frustrated. And that's what people feel. And that's where I was in that sales funnel, TeeCee, where I got frustrated because she was like, here's the phone number. And that literally was the opportunity that a lot of us fail at when we don't know sales.
But Allegra, talking about this thing, it just made me remember something. I said, and I would write this, and I'm going to publish this as a post so I don't forget. Many of us, especially as solopreneurs, we are actually we are the broken piece in our funnels. We are the reasons why we are not making that sale. So take, for instance, everything was fine until you got on a call with a client. It has nothing to do with the link, with the prospect. It has nothing to do with the link. It has nothing to do with anything aside from you. Because now at that point, as a coach, as a consultant, as a service provider, you need to close that sale. If the sale is for you, right? I'm not saying if they're not a good fit, that's different. But if the sale is for you, you want to close the sale. Now that is the second to the last piece of your funnel. No, that's not the last phase of your funnel. No, the last phase of your funnel is experience, customer experience. Make sure that whatever you say you're going to deliver, you deliver it, right? So the second to the last phase, right, especially as a coach and a consultant, is you. If you're going to be having any program that has to be like one-on-one and they get on a call with you, you want to close them. Because if you're not able to articulate what the transformation is and you cannot close them, no one can help you. Oh my God, I don't even know if God is able to come down from heaven to help you. you would unless the only way at that particular time God can help you is when he sends a coach to guide you in building your confidence. That's the only way. Because at that point, you want to close that sale. So sometimes we are the broken piece in our funnels. So let's just, put all of these things, into consideration, because we do so much work already. We do so much work. We put in so much. We cannot afford the effort we've put in, just because of something very little. And all of these things that really matter are just very, very little piece that most of us, try to give excuses for. Things like test your funnel, test your process, it's not going to take you anything, right? When somebody like, maybe I built something for you, I tell you test, please test it. I'm not asking you to test it because I want you to waste your time. I want you to also stay confident, and embrace what you have, right? Embody it, so that when you talk about it, you have gone through the process. So many of us talk about our business and we know jack, like we don't know a dime about what we're talking about. If I ask you what the process is like, you'll be like, oh, no, work through it. Every now and then test it, so that if anything is, because anything can happen, really, we are all humans. And so whenever it happens, you already have, you've already fixed it even before anybody finds out. And that's what makes you an amazing business. It's not the fact that you're not making mistakes. Hey, make as many mistakes as possible. But before we notice that mistake, fix the mistake. That's it.
Okay, well, listen, I'm cracking up down here because TeeCee, you are so funny to me. I love how you're passionate about where we do deep dive into what these things look like behind the scenes. Because to be honest, when you're in business, even when you're in business for a long time, I know a lot of people that have come to me, they've been in business for 8, 9, 10 years, and they're like, I've never understood this, or I've always had someone or my partner left, and now I have to run it by myself, and I don't know how. There's just so many different reasons, and we have to understand, like what TeeCee you're saying is you're going from marketing to sales, because it really, for me, does go hand in hand. If you're not confident, if you're not able to ask for things, like those are some of the struggles that I know I have to support and coach some entrepreneurs through. Because if you never ask for money, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you never had to get on the phone and tell someone, like that young lady, and she was just like, oh, call me. I don't know what was going to be different on the phone than what she could have gave me right then and there, other than you probably trying to convince me to buy something I'm already convinced to buy. And it's really where a lot of our issues come into place, because our confidence levels are so low that we tend to try and convince people that are already convinced. Like, we're not confident enough in the fact that we made the sale already. You made the sale. Like, someone is ready to just click it and buy it. And this is where I feel, God, listen, there's so many things, so many layers here, because as women entrepreneurs who I mainly work with, this is where we fall to the wayside a lot, because we have that low self-confidence. And, then we just kind of feel like people are thinking and feeling certain ways that they're not. And we have to be in alignment with, it's just a process. Make the mistakes, TeeCee said. If you're willing to do that, your confidence will build, because you'll find that, okay, well, I did fail, but it wasn't the end of the road. It wasn't, like, I learned something. Testing things out, you learn something. And the more you do it, I'm going to be honest, it's over time. And at the beginning, it's not going to feel good. Like, in the beginning, you're not going to feel good to test something out and feel a little like what people feel, like they're embarrassed because they made a mistake, or they stuttered, or, something fell in the background. So what? It's just that you have to be able to do that, because at the end of the day, if you don't, you'll never feel confident enough to do things and to even stretch yourself further than you've been before. So business does allow you to personally develop in that way. And that's why I love it so much. So I just wanted to end with just saying that, marketing and sales definitely go hand in hand. So if you thought, hey, I can just keep posting, and, throwing out flyers and someone's going to magically buy. Well, you could be the person that is stopping that sales process from working, that sales funnel from working, because marketing is necessary. You have to get it out there. People have to know what it is that you have to offer. They like new, fresh things. So if they're like now in a new age of everything's about self-care, they're going to want to see stuff about self-care. There are things that businesses that have nothing to do with wellness have started to incorporate wellness in their business model, because they know that people are just in a different place. Okay. People need to be able to kind of understand that businesses relate to their core values. So a lot of businesses, they're not selling wellness products, but they're incorporating wellness in their process. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight that, because if we really understand that it's going to take a little bit more than just saying, I don't know. And I just hope it magically happens one day. It's going to take you taking action and saying, let me learn it. Let me not just try and figure this out, because the more time you spend trying to figure it out yourself, that's spending dollars too. Time is money. You can spend years and years and years trying to do the one thing that you could have learned in a month. And when you think about that, people go, oh my God, I'm not even promised tomorrow, and I wasted 3 years. So we have to look at what we really want in our businesses. This is my last word of advice. Look at what you really want in your business. If you really want it, first of all, because some people just don't want the business and they just want the money. And we're not talking about that. You can go sell bottles of water and lemonade on the street and get some money. Talking about having a sustainable business and really wanting to master it. And so if you're really in that space of understanding that it's going to take some work, it's going to take intention, it's going to take you getting outside of your comfort zone and being okay with being vulnerable and saying, I don't know, then we're going to teach you everything that you need to know about generating leads, understanding how to build your lead magnets, right? Getting behind the scenes and moderating stages and creating a message for your audience that aligns with your lead generation process. And we're going to do this in 3 days where you get to spend that time with us. And we also have a one-on-one option for people who are just like, I want you to teach me, but I also want that one-on-one time, because there are some things that maybe you experience in your business that are so personal to you, that are so like, I'm really, really having a hard time, that you may not want everybody to know about. And so being able to have that breakout with us after the 3-day session, whatever day that's on, we want to give you that time. That is limited seating. We have limited seating on the masterclass itself, but especially limited seating on the one-on-one spots, because we can't work with everyone in that time frame. But, you know, I just want to encourage you all to make sure that if you feel anywhere that your system is broken, not just the links, that you want to make sure that you get with us and DM us that word. And it's masterclass, not moderator. I got to change that. TeeCee, make sure, tell them before we get out of here, tell them about automations, because I didn't mention that. But when you were talking about responding within 24 hours, I was like, let's not pretend like we always respond when we're supposed to. So put them automations in place, but we got to get out of here, y'all.
Okay, so that part, you know, you can't do that on your own, right? So let's not act like we're superhumans, because I'm not superhuman as well. So and I'm not expecting you to. So when I talk about, you know, doing it within 12 hours or within 24 hours, I'm talking about implementing, you know, automation strategies within your DMs. Okay, so that's what I mean, to help you stay you know, to help you prevent that particular phase in your funnel from breaking. Okay, so that's basically what I mean. So you can use, there's so many ways to do that. You can use your direct automation tool, leveraging and on some platform. I know with LinkedIn, there is, you know, there's a limit to setting that up. There's a limit to setting that up. However, you can also design some automation strategies. I'm not saying the tool, I'm saying strategies to ensure that you are, you know, very responsive when it comes down to your funnel. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I will break that up during the masterclass. So yeah, those are like part of the things we're going to be breaking down, literally breaking those down and, you know, showing you, teaching you on how to get that done. So let's make it a date. Like February is already here, so get your spot, okay? Because before you know what's happening, the slots are over, and I don't know if I can't help you afterwards, okay? So okay, yeah, we have to go somewhere. Okay, thank you, Allegra.
Thank you, TeeCee. We're going to get out of here. But yeah, I mean, we're going to be definitely bringing some, like just some real deep-rooted knowledge for people who, for you, if you're an individual and you're just like, I'm ready to go to the next level in my business. I am ready to do what is necessary to be the best CEO, meaning that you're not necessarily, you know, like working all the time and staying busy, but no, you're really learning how to delegate work. You're learning that the CEO of the business does not hold all of the positions. CEO of the business knows how to manage and maneuver. And we've shown you different ways that looks like. You can use people, you can use systems, you can use software, you know, to make sure that you delegate responsibly in your business. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that. That's my part, y'all. We have so much to offer y'all in this masterclass. So we're going to make sure that you have the tools and the resources in your toolbox. So make sure you DM us the word masterclass. We will see you next week on Wednesday for the IG Q&A. If you did not come to the one yesterday, IG was glitching on us, but we had an amazing time. We had some great questions, and we want to make sure that you keep coming. So come to IG on Wednesdays, follow us there. Make sure that you ask the questions that you need to about whatever it is that you're trying to do when it comes down to, your sales funnels, when it comes down to your lead magnets, your lead generation. We've already explained a lot of that to y'all. So ask your questions. If you are confused about any of that, go back to the replays, listen to those, and then come to Wednesday, ask your questions. And then we'll be back here next Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to make sure we give you some more deep-rooted knowledge before we get into this 3-day masterclass. Anything else, TeeCee, before we get out of here?
Yeah, aside from if you're yet to follow me on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn, TeeCee Okore, just the same way it's been spelled. Same name on Facebook, TeeCee OBM on Instagram. Follow Allegra as well. Send us that keyword masterclass so you get your spot. And most importantly, I think most important CTA is follow us on Instagram. Okay, that's very important so that you're able to catch our lives, and ask all of your questions. My name on Instagram is tc.obm. You find that cute face there. Allegra Jackson, on Instagram. Allegra, I'm right? Yes, that's it. I know it. So that's
You got it,
That's how
TeeCee. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Have an amazing day, and we will see you back next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.